Hello folks, Gappy here, and I'm here to share another one of my bad opinions on the internet because I have zero sense of self-preservation. Like and subscribe. So, this one should be a bit shorter than the other Armored Core videos on my channel, but I decided to talk about it since this topic has a ton of significance and impact regarding the meta. 2 weeks ago, more or less, From Software released a regulation update for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon that changed most of its parts and weapon stats, and it's a pretty long list. I'll go ahead and skip most of it because we're only here to talk about one of those lines, which is, well, just a line, but at the same time is simply massive. Massive! We are, of course, talking about the shotgun! Everyone and their mother who even touched Armored Core 6 once knows that the Zimmerman shotgun was insanely strong. People were running 2 of those babies along with some of the more busted shoulder options out there. Songbirds! And were absolutely mauling every single boss in the game with 0 to no difficulty. Taking that into consideration, it really isn't a surprise that it ended up getting nerfed. And thank God it did. Why are you booing me? I'm right! In the general scheme of things, AC6 has 3 different options of shotguns to use. Unfortunately, before the patch, the other 2 options were completely overshadowed by the Zimmerman. I'm of course talking about the Ballistic Shotguns, because I don't use the laser shotguns as much as I should. But, for example, the Haldeman is described as unparalleled in close quarters. However, since the Zimzan had more damage per pellet and less spread, it would dish out higher damage and stun with a lot more consistency than the Haldeman ever did. The other option, RAD Sweet 16, offers lower weight and more ammo at the cost of extremely huge spread. So repeat after me. It's not as good as the Zimmerman, yes. And you must be thinking,
this is a hard game. We need broken stuff if we want to put up with the game's bullshit, right?
wrong. The point is, the Zimmerman is still a very strong option. It just isn't as brain dead as a pick as it was before the patch. Now, all 3 of the shotguns feel like an actual side grade. They do not overpower each other, but instead fit better in different playstyles. The Haldeman, my favorite, became the option with lower damage but high reload speed and more consistency overall. The Zimmerman covers longer ranges with a little more damage, but it has a big reload time. And the Sweet 16 is the big damage dealer but with a gigantic spread, so it's unreliable at best. I'm honestly glad this change happened. Armored Core is a game that takes gigantic focus on customization and experimentation, so having an option that is just straight up better than literally every other in every way possible is not very nice. Also, I'm really glad for the PvP players because people are just gonna stop dealing with the massive Zimmerman spam, right? I guess that's the argument that can be made about like, oh, this is a PvE game. Instead of nerfing things, you should instead make everything else stronger, right? I hate talking about Destiny 2, but like, we have to use it as a cautionary tale of sorts, right? We have to. If we can take anything from that game, is the fact that when you make everything stronger, there's literally no game to be played. It just becomes an unbalanced mess, right? It's not even fun anymore. So if that happens with Armored Core, I'm gonna be tremendously sad, right? Honest to God, I don't mind a game being hard. I don't mind like strong options if you want to fight bosses. I just think we should have like a little bit of balance, because if you make a game impossibly hard, there's no game to be played because people are just not going to be able to progress. And if you make a game that easy just by adding a build that literally just wins every encounter possible, there's also no game to be played because people are just going to win the game and it's going to become boring eventually, right? I mean, my opinion is kind of biased because I'm annoyed to play it, so I'm okay with like things just being impossibly hard sometimes. But I really think we should maintain a balance of sorts, right? Especially in a game where you have not only a PvE mode that's very fleshed out, but you also have a PvP system. And if you have everyone just playing the exact same way on PvP, it just loses the whole appeal that Armored Core has, which is experimentation, right? I guess that's all I had to say, really. Armored Core is a very dear game to me, and I just want it to be the best game it can be. And yeah, if you guys watched all the way over here, please consider supporting the channel, give a like, subscribe, tell me in the comments that you liked the video or that I'm shit or something like that. Give your dislike, I don't know, do something. And yeah, I'll be staying right here for today, guys. Thank you all so much for coming, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Ciao!